Okay, I think that's us.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
Is it us?
Yeah. Now it's.
Does it say the 2nd of?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Hello.
Posted again on Twitter. That link.
Okay. Where is that link? Hold on a second. Okay. Is it day 53? Okay. All right. Hello, Hugh. Hello, Keith. Welcome. We got. Sorry about that. That was I don't know whose fault that was, but it was a major. What I try to do is I'm trying to get my laptop ready for if I go on the road. We can do this on the road. Hello, Claire. Good to see you. Hope that wasn't too. Did you catch us fighting? The producer and I fighting and screaming at each other and arguing over this thing. Did they catch any of that, producer? Do you think? I hope you didn't catch any of it. Anyway, well, thank you very much. Today is the 2nd of August. This is our 53rd show. It says 52nd show in the whatchamacallit. We're gonna. Oh, now this is just a mess. What an absolute mess. Sorry about that. Hold on a second, because I got how to put in new software in this. Hold on a second. Day 53. Every show there's a problem, but less. Have you noticed there's been less and less? Hello, Alec. Good to see you. Every day there's less and less problems that we've been having. So, the fact that we got this thing started, I thought I wasn't too panicking over it. I'm not going to say who was panicking over it, but somebody else was panicking over it. So we're going to see if we're all okay. Hello, Joe. Good to see you. Who else is here? Friday, July, August 2nd. Okay. I'm looking on the phone. Simon Arnold is here, so we're good. Thank you very much, producer, for that. Okay. This is what happens. We should have done it earlier. We're learning our production lessons. I'm not production. Kerry Mack is here. It's fixed. I think it's fixed. It's fixed for today. I can't tell. I don't have any feedback mechanism myself to see. I don't have any earphones to listen to, so I don't know what I'm doing, basically. And today was the show. I was thinking to myself, today's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing, and it's like the same old Lewis Schaffer, the same old Lewis Schaffer show. But on the good news, to tell the people here, hold on one sec, is the top chat, live chat. Let's go with live chat. We've got 11 people here. Is that I'm on GB News tonight, so I haven't exactly been fired. I mean, it's not. I'm on with Ben Leo, so it's a different person. I don't know. Maybe they don't want me on. I wouldn't have me on either. It's not my this country. I mean, is it my business? I don't know if it is my business. You know, I'm only looking for the best for the country. I'm not looking for Sharia law for this country. Okay. I'm only looking for the best, but that might not be good enough, and it might not be my business. I was thinking about how the people hate each other in this country. That's something we don't see in America. In America, people go, "I'm an American," and they could even say it with an accent. If they love America, they're an American. Here in this country, can you call yourself English? If you call yourself English, you're considered a racist. So you can't even call yourself English. If you call yourself British, what does that mean? What does it mean to be British? There's no people of British people. It's the islands. This is what I've heard. So at least in America, people can, and they said we want multiculturalism, and in America, it was founded with multiculturalism, but not that much. I knew they would still have you on, Lewis, says Claire. You will like Peter Blexley. Yeah, there's Peter Blexley. Who else is on the program besides Peter Blexley? There's, I don't know. Is it behind the desk? Because I'll have to bring a suit in. If it's behind the desk. Kemi. I have something to say about Kemi Moore. Ben Leo is good. Yeah, he's thin. I like him. Yes, I wasn't sure about Ben Leo at first, but I think he's a great guy, says Keith Bexley. Oh, is Lewis on tonight? Yes, I am. Happy days. Yeah, well, let's hope I'm nicer. I mean, there's maybe a reason I'm not working with what's his name, because he won't have me on, because I pointed my finger at him. I wasn't good. Thank you, Ian Higgs. Yay for GB News and Lewis. Thank you. Thank you. We're back on. We need to be famous, so you guys can say, you know, I made Lewis famous. So you guys can say I was in there in the beginning, basically. Congratulations, Lewis Sam. That's good news, Lewis. Yeah, it's very, very, very good news. It's very good news. Now I've got to figure out how to get the screen up. I'm pressing editor. Isn't that how you get the screen up away from this? Mr. Director, isn't that how? I see Lewis playing a muted cornet in a smoky jazz bar. I don't see myself doing that. I don't see myself as a jazz guy. I don't like jazz. I don't like jazz. Jazz is like classical music. It's like got to be played a certain way. Studio mode. I can't get the screen to be on. Your microphone is muted, so there's no signal. Can you hear me, guys? Can you hear me? Click to read on your... It says your microphone is muted. Well, how do I make it unmute? Carney.
It's fine. It's fine. It's working.
Is it working?
Yes, it's fine.
Can you hear loud and clear? Okay, okay. There you go. Maybe you did that. Now, how do I get to see my screen so I can see whatever I'm on, whatever that's called? There it is. I don't know why that took so long. Helen B is here, loud and clear. 16 viewers. Thank you, everybody. Yeah. Thank you, Kerry Mack. I mean, this is like a beginning show. I was just thinking today how the show has been getting better and better, and I haven't had that many problems. And then this thing happened. This thing happened. But what happened was it was because I'm updating my laptop so I could take it with me on the road, and I thought I turned it off, but I didn't turn it off. A lot of migration protests today. Been reporting on them himself. Okay, well, that's good news. It's good news. There should be protests. I mean, if they're not listening, you have to protest. If you don't have your political, let me put on the light here. If you don't have your political thing, how about that? Is that too bright? I think that's too bright. Then, but it's not for me. They're going to put me in jail for saying we should protest. We should have marches. They're allowed to have a march for Palestine. Why can't people have a march for their own country that they're living in? I saw you fixing your curtains, Lewis. So you did see me. Was I naked? Is that true, Kerry? Is that true? That was a good bit by seeing me fixing my curtains. I shouldn't have to fix my own curtains. I should be Lewis Schaffer. This is Lewis Schaffer, big star. And we're growing into big stardom. What makes this show amazing is, number one, it has you people, and you're participating in this thing. It's like a club. You're sitting in a Lewis Schaffer fat loss club. We've lost a couple of people. I hope Judels comes back, and I hope Lucy comes back, and she's not mad at me. They're mad at me because I say things that I shouldn't say. I shouldn't say these things. I shouldn't say. I was just seeing a thing about Harvey Weinstein, who I do not like. I met his brother's girlfriend once. She seemed quite nice. Yeah, we like likes, we like subscribers. Great stunt with the curtain earlier. I move like a cat. Did you see how thin I am? I now weigh 78.2 kilograms. That is so good. That is so good. I'm finally under the 25 BMI. Not that it matters really, but I'm trying to be as thin as possible. I want to be thin. I want to be thin and good looking so that the ladies love me, that Kerry loves me, that Claire loves me, that Kerry Macca loves me, that Helen, I want to be loved. That's what I want. So this is why this show is the most amazing show. Because number one, it has you people, which I said number one. It has a group of people who are totally involved, which I really appreciate, number one. Number two, it's the least produced show on live stream, I think. It's not that produced. We're not overly produced. We have no content. I made a list of things we're going to discuss, but it's not really major things. So it's not produced. Number two. Number three, it's me, Lewis Schaffer. Great stunt with the curtains. Thank you, Simon. Okay. I didn't realize that. I said to the producer, I said, stop talking. They, meaning you people, the people out there, might be able to hear. Did you hear us fighting? I thought you might hear us fighting. You got to be, but my son, he was raised in part by me. And he doesn't have the, he's not as, what's the right word? Taciturn? Moderated, like most English people are. And Kerry Mack is having the best day today. We saw you and heard you both. That's what Alex says. It's turning autumnal in the UK. I want to be loved. I felt it for a couple of days now. Something happens where the sunlight just goes off the floor in this country. The weather, and the most important thing, in order for it to be warm here, it has to be sunny. So people say, oh, it's not sunny, or it is sunny. Warmth is related to the sun. In America, you can be totally cloudy, and the warmth just sweeps across America or up from the Gulf Stream. It could be totally boiling, even though it's totally cloudy. That's number one. Okay? So the weather, we're talking about the weather. So that's why this show is really good. Is one, Lewis. Two, no content. It's unusual. Three, you. What did I say? Is that all that I said? Can you hear me? If you can't hear me, just let me know. I saw a very calm technical discussion earlier about getting the equipment working. Thank you, Sam. Thank you for lying. No, my son was screaming at me. He was screaming at me. And then he knew the right thing to do. I just looked on AI and I said, how do you solve this thing? Because the microphone right here, which is a Logitech, quite expensive, Logitech microphone, was not working. Because when I go on the road, maybe if I come to your town and I have the thing, I'm not going to use the Logitech. Claire loves the sun, and you get to wear not many clothes. Yes, well, you got the body for it, Claire. I didn't hear, but the roll over the desk was brilliant. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Let's speak English, whatever it means. I didn't hear the fighting, but I did hear the producer say the F word. Yeah, there you go. There you go. So that's good. At least my son is helping. That's what you want. You want your kids. you want your kids to help. I mean, you don't want your kids to help, but it's good if they do help. I mean, my entire life I was afraid that I wouldn't even be seeing my kids. They wouldn't recognize me as their dad. That they wouldn't, that they'd be, sad and lonely. Alienation. What is it? I don't know if you forget what it's called. I'm looking for the book up there. There it is. There it is. Hold on. Let me find out what it is. I'm not going to be able to look it up. My son just gave me parental alienation syndrome. My son just gave me a look. What is? Let me see the look again. He's like, "Does that look like what?" He thinks I'm such an idiot. He thinks I'm a real plonker.
I think you've become an idiot. Yeah.
No, I don't. You think I'm my son? Well, that's a compliment. He thinks I became like I wasn't an idiot before. Hello, back to you. Lorne is back in town. And Kinsey is back in town, so we're all building up again. Chris King is back. The boys are back in town. Hey, remember that song? Happy everyone, Kinsey says. Nice to hear. You're on CB News. It is really nice. It is nice because I've got to pick up my stuff. I've got stuff I've left there. It's between the F word and the curtains. That's what's great about this show. It's so underproduced. Basically because my son doesn't want to produce it. He could produce it if he put a little bit more energy into it. You remember that song, The Boys Are Back in Town? 29, Kinsey. Yeah. The Boys Are Back in Town. Oh, who sings that? The Boys Are Back in Town. You remember that song? So that's he can't be a producer if you don't produce. He does produce. He does. He is helpful. I could have probably figured it out. Thin Lizzy, exactly. I knew it was Thin Lizzy. I was thinking of England Dan and John Ford Coley. Do you remember that band? England Dan. That's like a weird 1970s music. England Dan. Anyway, it's underproduced, which I really appreciate it, and that's what I want. I don't want to have to work hard, but you have to work hard. I think if you have to give it, I've got to give it more time. Because I know there's going to be problems. I mean, I'm not giving it enough time. So I spent an hour and a half today walking around Peckham Rye picking up rubbish. That's what I'm doing because I want to be thin and beautiful. I want to be thin and beautiful, as we all do here at the Fat Club. So I woke up today. I didn't wake up. I knew exactly where I was headed because I basically need 2,400 calories a day to maintain my weight. That's up. No, sorry. Let me rephrase that. I basically, every hour that I live, I lose. Yeah. I really want to be. Yeah, that song. Remember that song? Are they English? England Dan and John Ford Coley. Anyway, so I lose 100 kilograms, 100 grams, an hour. That's what I lose. I lose 100 grams an hour. Thank you, Claire. And so if I weigh 79 kilograms at 12 midnight, by the morning, if I don't eat anything in the middle of the night or drink water, whatever, I will weigh 78.8 kilograms. I'll know it in advance. And then I take off 100 grams for a potential poo. And over 2 days, 200 grams. Do you keep your scales downstairs? They read properly upstairs. I only have an upstairs here. I keep them in my room. So I weigh myself relentlessly now. It's one of those things. I've got a million psychological problems. Oh, Lorna. So that's an interesting point. I think I weigh 66 kilograms. That's pretty good. How tall are you, Kerry Mack? Let's see what that is. What is 66 kilograms in terms of pounds or stones? What is it in terms of pounds or stones? We'll add this up. 66 times 2.2 is 145. You're fat. You're fat, Lorna. Who said that? Did I just Kerry? You're fat. Not you. You're fat. You're a bit fat. 144. You don't need to be 145. You don't need to be. We don't need to be. We need to be thin. If you saw me, you'd say, Lewis, you're perfect. You're fine. I'm not. I'm fat. I'm fat. I'm fat. I grew up with my father was fat. My mother was fat. My father died of fatness. He died of a cerebral hemorrhage, plus other things. He had prostate disease because he was fat. He was American fat. He couldn't wipe his own bottom. He was my father. He was fat. They don't read properly upstairs. I forgot what the main word. Why don't they read properly upstairs? Because they're away from gravity? Could that be what it is? You're not fat. No way. Well, I feel a bit fat. I feel fat. I mean, the 2 kilograms that I've lost has made me feel. I weigh 6 kilograms. Am I fat? Kerry, no. You're not fat. Well, what part of you weighs 6 kilograms? Yeah, I mean, you're gray. You're all good. I would all do each and every one of you, no matter how fat you are. But we don't need to be fat. We need to keep an eye on ourselves. The fact is, when we lose weight, we become so much happier. People are nicer to us. You can't believe how much nicer. They think you're good looking when you're thin. You know, they don't think you have problems. And we don't have problems. We don't get to the doctor. Marianne is here. Hello, Marianne McCara. Ian Higgs, he's here. He says hello to Marianne. That's really nice. We've got 31 viewers on my screen. Let's see how many viewers we have on the other screen. Let's see how we have this. Let's see how much we have that. Let's see. New York. No, that's not it. What am I looking for? New York. I should look for Lewis. Lewis. Let's make sure the sound is not coming out. Saturday. There we go. I don't get that. How come that's there? Live chat. What is this going on here? I don't even know what I'm doing here. I don't. Anyway, thank you. I'm great. Is that for me? Here's the point. The point is, I've got 17 on this screen, and on the on our screen here, I've got 28. So what? I don't understand what this is. So I've never been with Ben Leo before. But it seems like the people on the show, they're happy to see me, I think. Maybe they're trying to be nice to me. What's her name is trying to be nice? Okay. So here's the point. Here's the point we're making, which is that's why this show is very good. What are we going to do for the future? We're going to keep on doing this until people realize that this show is unbelievably great. That isn't really even a show, okay? But people are happier with Ben Leo. They're happier with who are the other people? Who are the other people on that are going to be on the show? Maybe we could talk about the demonstrations that are happening around the country. You know, I mean, not that I support demonstrations, but Peter Blexley, people like Peter Blexley, Paul Richards, Linda Dorberly, who's, you know, I mean, if Anna doesn't step up to the plate soon, she's my next one. You know, sorry, Claire. Sorry, Kinsey. She's my next one. I think Paul Richards is the labor guy. Yeah, I'll blame him for destroying the country. And then I'll blame the Tory guy for destroying the country, and then they won't have me back. I love Peter. Like I said earlier, so old school. Let me see what he looks like. Do you know what the guy looks like, what Peter Blexley looks like? I'm going to find out what he looks like. I mean, I've met them all, basically. I've met them all. Peter Blexley. Is he the police detective? Yeah, I like him. He is old school. Policing crime expert, seen on the BBC, and chief of Channel 4's Hunted as the chief of Channel 4's Hunted. Okay, there you go. There you go. I hope I'm nice to these people. And he's a cop. Not that I've got any respect for cops, but we need cops. He's like old Bill. Yeah, he's old school, as we would say in America. Peter Blexley is lovely. Paul Richards is a nitwit, says Lorna. Well, let's just check and see what he is. I don't speak to these guys too much. I'm not that I'm better than them. I just... Who is the guy we're looking up? Paul Richards. Paul Richards. We're looking at Paul Richards. He's an American actor. Is he an American actor? Manhattan-based artist. It's got a million of these people. Paul Richards. What did he do? What does Paul Richards do for a living? Does anybody know anything about Paul is a loon? Beware. Beware. Anybody know what Paul Richards does so I can Google him? He's lost a lot of weight. Archie Plume is there. Hey, Archie. Is this the Archie that I know? Or just another Archie who I'm knowing now? He's a labor advisor. Oh, yeah. So there's two labor advisors then. He's lost weight. He looks like, you know who, yeah. You know who he looks like? This is like an A-team to battle Lewis Schaffer. He looks like the comedian Alexei Sales. Doesn't he look like Alexei Sales? Is this Posh Archie? Okay. Are you Posh Archie, or aren't all Archies posh? So we never met on Headliners. You're not the Archie that we met on Headliners. Remember to like and subscribe, everybody. Yes, that's nice. Please. Paul Richards gave up carbs. Well, yeah, I see the picture of him fat. I'm looking for a picture of him thin. Oh, here's one of him thin. Bexhill. He was running for Labor's candidate down there. Look at how great he looks. How can you hate a guy like this, even if he's Labor? You can hate him because he's Labor. You can hate him. Never been on Headliners. Should I have been? I don't know the name like Archie. Are you Posh? I'm learning all this stuff. I don't care about Posh or not. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I mean, I never cared. I never cared. I never cared. I mean, Rose wasn't Posh, but she's brilliant. He's a big lefty, Paul Richards. He's a big lefty. I'm going to point my finger and I'm going to say, you've destroyed this country. They're looking for change. What kind of change are they looking for? He's so thin. He's done a really great job. How can you hate a guy who's lost weight? Eastbourne. He was running for office down there in Bexhill in Eastbourne. Do you know him, Claire? Yeah. The point is that this country is too divided. There's a lot of hatred where people don't call themselves English. I'm not English. I'm British. I'm not British. I'm Welsh. I'm not even Welsh. I'm whatever. And that's not the right thing. Linda could be my next wife, Lewis. Yeah, well, whatever. We'll see. We'll see how much, Yeah, I know. Yeah. Funnily enough, I don't know him, Lewis. Well, isn't he a guy from down there? He's a guy from down there, Claire asked. Lewis, could you please do a shout out to my cousin Helen? Her name is Bach. Helen Bach. Is she like Jewish? Helen Bach, a big shout out. Big shout out. You can touch my leg too, Helen. You come and touch my leg. Russ, good to see you. I'm good you're doing we do shout outs here. Posh, Portside out. Portside, starboard home. Right. Portside out, starboard home. Right. That's how you know what side you're on. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Now I know that. I mean, I did know that. Of course, I've heard that millions of times. So when you're leaving, when the ship is going, right, to the right, you're facing the port. And the left is away from the port. Alex is one of the new wave comedians from the 1980s. She's a bit more serious compared to Anna, though. Yeah, hell and back. Lewis, have you chosen a tie to wear tonight? No? Okay. Halfway through, I'll go in and get a tie. I haven't. Maybe I shouldn't wear a tie. TF 42. Tough. What does that mean? Zingo. Anyway, so that's the good news. The great news is we're on the air. We've had such problems with this show. And then I get yelled at by my son. And I get yelled at in public by my son. And I say to him, by the producer. And I say to him, we're on.
In public.
It was. They saw it.
No one saw anything.
Did you see my son?
It's not live. I told you that like 5 times.
Yeah, I know you told me that 5 times, but they say they saw.
You deserve to get shouted at.
Can you hear what my son is saying? I deserve to get shouted at. I do, because you didn't love your mother. Your mother's so lovely. You made her life hard.
Look, you say things like that, you deserve to get slapped for it.
You deserve to get slapped. My son's gonna hit me someday. You can feel it. You can feel it. This is why you got to be careful around your kids, because child abuse is unbelievable. When children abuse you, yeah, I'm against child abuse. I'm against being abused by my children. Is that a joke? Yes, it was live for almost 4 minutes, and we seen the producer's chin. Well, he's got a big chin. Yes, we saw him close to the lens, like a fisheye. Now I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Why don't I believe you? I should believe you. I should believe you. Marianne says, be nice to your father, producer. He's the only father you have. I'm not so sure if I'm the only father. His mother brought a new guy into the picture. He seems like a nice enough guy. He's a black man.
You shut up.
Shh.
Shut up. Don't say that's not even. It's not funny. Like it's just not something you fucking.
Why can't you say that?
Because it's not your fucking business. Just shut up.
It's in the world. Why can't I say that? Can you hear what he's saying to me? We saw him. He looks like you. Yes, he does look like me. He does look like me. He doesn't have a desperate Dan chin. No, he's got a good chin. He's all right looking. He's all right.
Can you just stop engaging with these fucking people?
Can you stop cursing? They can hear you, Columbus. Kerry says, Lewis, you're a loose cannon. I guess I am. I can't help myself. They're joking about it. Yeah. Pete's Transport is here. Welcome to the thing. I have only just arrived, so may have missed many things. You did. You missed the fact that we weren't on the air for 16 straight minutes. We weren't on the air. I mean, I don't know if I'll be able to stay late because I got to go off to this thing. I've got to go off to the studio and talk to people. My son, yes, he does, but I do too. I don't think he understands. Because I've been on GB News all those times, so it's basically I'm not as dirty as I used to be. I used to have a really potty mouth. I did too. I'm on GB News tonight with Ben Leo, and I'll tell you who else. Who else I'm on stage with Peter Blexley and Paul Richards, who's lost a lot of weight, and Linda Duberly, and me. We'll see. We'll see if they're nice to me. We'll see. I'm gonna yell at them. I'm gonna say they gotta stand up for this country. That labor is dead. That labor is dead because they don't stand up for this country. There's only one way to go to fight for this country. If you want to fight for rampant whatever it is, there's parties to go to. We heard you slip from time to time, Lewis, and you swear words. I did, especially in the beginning days of the show. You don't know. They need to remind you right before the show, no cursing, no cursing. Because everyone curses. Lewis, one of the best things about you is that you are so natural. I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be natural. You know what they say? Sincerity is the most important thing. If you can fake that, you've got it made. I think Ben Leo's agree with you and also treat you with respect. Yeah, well, I think if you're host of the show, you got to treat people with respect. That's something that Josh did not quite do. I've just been notified. Joodles is here. Dear reader, feel free to ask Lewis the things I shouldn't say were. Me. The things I shouldn't say. Okay, go on. I mentioned you early in the show. I said I hope to see you today. Just been notified by who? Dear reader, feel free to ask Lewis what are the things I shouldn't say were. I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know what you mean by that. Can you please explain that? Anyway, Ben is more tolerant compared to Patrick. Patrick is good, though. He's tolerant. Most of them are tolerant. They got to be like, you got to be, oh my God, we got Lewis Schaffer here. He's amazing. He's amazing. I think Peter will be nice to you, as he is a real nice chap. Peter Blexley. He's a cop, too. Yeah. He's a proper old school policeman. You know, yeah. Remember Postman Pat? That's not a policeman. I swear, to be honest. Need to talk to Ben about Bev Turner flirting with Trump. Trump asked, "Who are you? Because you're asking such nice questions. I never heard such nice questions." Yeah, I didn't witness that thing, but I mean, because Trump is a great man in this country. In America, he's treated badly. Lewis, can you do more shout out, please, to my boss, Hugh? His full name is UG Reaction. UG Rection. Oh, I get it. Okay. Thank you, Russ. People are saying hello to Joodles. Ben Leo is more caring. Okay, that's good to know. I mean, the host of the shows, they have to be nice, and they should be nice. And because it's supposed to be a balanced program, they have to be nice to people like Labor, even though they might not be. Or they have to be nice to the right wing too, or then people won't come on the program. Policeman Pat, Gleska policeman, says Archie Klume. I don't know what that means. Remember, I know nothing about what this means. Marianne says hello to Joodles. Everyone says hello to Joodles because they really like Joodles. I like Joodles too. Let's see what's going on. Yes, but you don't need to be balanced. That's exactly true. I don't need to be balanced. Are you going to the SHOP? Okay. Thank you very much for...
Stop talking to me when you're on the stream.
Why?
Why? Because I don't want to answer.
He's not nice, my son. The other one is lovely.
You put me in a bad mood from you being useless.
No, because I blame you for this.
No, it's your fault.
Let's see. Did Joodles miss yesterday? I swear with my fingers. Carrie says, hi, Joodles. Everyone loves Joodles. She really, really loves Joodles. I love Joodles, too. Okay. Lewis got invaded on here. Joodles. What do you mean I got invaded? The fact is the computer, the screen, the camera did not work. Say hi to Phil McCavity. These are, you know, it is. I feel like you're taking advantage of the fact that I don't understand all these jokes. That's very British. Lewis, are you familiar with the term crabbit? Crabbit, no, I don't know what that is. Oh, the pro-pally idiots yesterday. Well, they'll come on today. Let them come on. I was told it was one guy. Somebody said it was one. Who told me it was one guy? Cheese String is in the house. Is Peter the one from the Isle of Jenny Tolls? I recognize Paul Riches now. God, he's awful. Not just a lefty, but a mad lefty. Well, all lefties are mad lefties. They're all communists. Sorry. All Labor are communists, and all communists are mad. You would not need your fingers, Lorna, if you were here with me. You would not need your fingers, okay? Vatanai is here. Welcome, Vatanai. We got 36 people. Thank you, Vatanai. He says, hi, all. This should be fun, then, Claire. He's leaving Friday. Who is leaving Friday? Am I leaving Friday? No, I'm not leaving Friday. Crystal Palace have just bought a new Dutch player. Hi, Hertz fan rental. That's funny-ish. I appreciate it. Don't think I don't appreciate it. I appreciate it, you know. I want to be entertained, too. And you guys have... English people, in terms of the actual time you spend trying to make people laugh, are one of the highest in the world. In terms of, like, let's say something stupid. So, round of applause. Robinson Crusoe. Lewis, says Chris King. I'm leaving Friday. Lewis. He's leaving Friday. Who is? I know Robinson Crusoe. It's not Friday is, but who is the him? Is it me? Is it me? I don't know. Is that an old joke? So that's that news. So this show is great. The GB News tonight. So I'm going to be on with Paul and Man Friday and Peter and Linda. Those are like very Britishy names. And Ben. Very Britishy names. Name your kid Muhammad to get ahead. Name your kid. Lots of funny names. It's old jokes, says Simon Arnold. Yeah. I mean, some of these jokes are not the best jokes, but they're still jokes. They're still jokes. So I am reading these jokes. So we're on tonight, and I'm going to try. I don't know. I mean, I felt so good after screaming at Bill. I just felt good, and I'm going to scream at those people too. But I'll try to do it with a funnier. Peter is younger than I am. Is that true? Is Peter younger than I am? Have you decided which minority group you'll be upsetting tonight? I mean, you don't know. I didn't know I was going to be upsetting the disabled people. Or who was the other group of people? You know what I mean? I mean, I don't... Yeah. That's a good question. Thank you, Jedster. Jedster's in the house. Hello, Jedster. Thank you, Maltese. We'll see you later. Lorna. But not as hot as Lewis. 40. We're up to 40. We're doing really, really well. Really, really well. So that's number 2. I did mention that English people don't like each other. People don't even want to call themselves English people. They're embarrassed about the English flag, which they should not be. They should be embarrassed about being English. This whole business of mass immigration, it's like saying diversity is our strength. Diversity is not a strength. Uniformity, everyone agreeing with the same thing. When you go to the army, they don't train diversity. They train people. The good militaries. They shave your head and they put you in a uniform, and they teach you to talk like everybody else. And women, yeah, they are horrible. Women are really horrible. I mean, not Kinsey or Lorna or Kerry or Claire, or Judels, but generally speaking, we've got 957 subs. So that is like amazing. 957. So we're 43 away from some kind of payday of I don't know what it would be. Constipated will be too busy to be offended. So you're constipated. So you're not too busy then. I mean, it's not like diarrhea. You got to spend your time in the bathroom. Why? You want to meet diet, Simon Arnold. Will you have women on here? Will you women on here stop treating Lewis as a sex object? Can you mind your own business and just let them treat me as a sex object? Yeah, let them treat me as a sex object. I want to be treated that way. I want to be treated like people find me attractive. Nobody is as hot as Lewis. Thank you, Claire. Yeah, just keep on going. Keep on going. Say this. Try not to call anyone fat tonight, Lewis. It won't endear you. Yeah. Yeah. The problem is I've been doing this show for too long, and I just think I can say whatever I want to say. I'm not in the least bit embarrassed to say I'm English. I'm from Yorkshire in England. Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, English is like a racial characteristic, and American is just a general term. People who say they're Americans, it just means I love America. I'm English too. My kids are English, I hope. Even though their mother is Scottish, and I'm an American Jew. But they were born in this country. They sound like English people, right? Scream at Peter Bexley, says Cheese String. Why should I scream at him? I'm carb free, and as a result, crap free. Constipation is a bugger. Why is it a bugger? How many days do you go before you poo? Me, it's about 3. I do about 3 days. You're so cool, Sam says. Thank you to me. I think we should make you an honorary English person. Yeah, I mean, what does that entail? I'm half English and half Scottish. Yeah, people come from different places, but we're here in the country. We're English. I mean, the problem is, it's sort of similar to what happened in Russia, where Russia took in all these different countries and they all became Soviets. Kazakhstan and Turkmenistan and Ukraine, and everybody became Soviets. But none of them forgot what their country was. But the Russians forgot they were Russians. My mom insisted on being called English, never British. Bless her. Exactly. I know what it is to be British. That's not English. Lewis, this is a serious question, says Russ. Back in New York in the 1980s, did you ever venture into Harlem? And if you did, were you called a... I mean, I did. I mean, I went all around all the different places. I didn't venture. I mean, there was nothing there in Harlem, but now Harlem is like a really nice place to live. Lewis was a brother. I performed at a lot of black clubs, especially when I started comedy in 1993. There was no place to perform. I used to go up to Harlem and perform up there. Is it true that Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan countries are Turkish? Right. Just like places in Siberia. Yeah, I guess I don't know what the places in Siberia are. No, I think Siberian places are not like that. But, yeah, a lot of them are Turkic countries. And then could be more Turkic. I just saw a map about the whole thing. Yeah. I mean, all Russia wanted, it wanted like borders. It needed space. I have Welsh and Irish, born in England, and live in Scotland, says Simon Arnold. Yeah. And if you take a look at the genetics of the Irish people, not the latest Irish people, but the Irish people, they have a lot of English in them. You know, it's not like, oh, I'm Irish, I've got Irish blood. You know, it is something, but it's not as complete as that. What have you heard? Kinsey was born in London to an Irish family, and you live in Northern Ireland. Yeah, there's a lot of movement in the country. You don't have to promote movement or biculturalism or diversity, any of that stuff. Carrie Mack says, I'm Irish, but my mother's English. Yeah, that's why you can't hate people for what their ethnic background is. You can hate them because they hate you. You can hate them because they think that they're better or worse than you, but you can't just hate them because you say you're Irish. Her mother's English. Why can't we call you English? You know, like my kid's mother is Scottish. So are they Scottish or American? And my kid's American. They're not Americans. Let's love each other. That's what I say. What's that song? Let's love each other. Anyway, so we've got to be nice to people in this country. We've got to be nice. We've got to figure out a way to stop the people from bringing people into the country. I wanted to go down and stay at a hotel. It was like 160 pounds for the kind of hotel that I used to pay 35 pounds for 10 years ago. That's bad for business. I want to do a show in your community. I can't do it. I want to go buy drugs in your community. I want to have sex with somebody in your community. I can't go. Western Isles is where the real Ulster Irish live. The Western Isles of Scotland. Is that what you mean? I actually agree, Lewis. I hate the fact here in Northern Ireland there is still a lot of hatred. Yeah, it's really bad. But you know what? You need hatred to keep the riffraff out. Lewis, I love the video for Rolling Stones Waiting on a Friend. Have you been at that bar? I don't remember the bar, but I've seen that video many times. That was filmed on St. Mark's Place, I think. I used to live right there. I used to live on 13th Street and Avenue B. For 10 years, so I know the area really, really well. Lewis, I was born in Malta, Chris King, to a Welsh father, a Cockney grandfather, and a Maltese grandmother, but I live in Northern Ireland. Yeah. Did we see the Britannia Hotel in Canary Wharf took their new residents in during the early hours of the night? Yeah, they know they're doing something wrong, and we know they're doing something wrong. Okay. Why is Wales the sexual country in the UK? Is it sexual? Do people have a lot of sex in Wales? I don't know. Yeah, Western Isles is in Scotland. Is in Scotland, yeah. Because if it was in Ireland, it'd be the Eastern Isles. That's a good point, Lewis. Very good point. We are mongrels. Well, yeah, we're a bit mongrelly. I saw Doug Beatty today with the sea shanty men in Northern Ireland. I don't know who Doug Beatty is, and I don't even know what the sea shanty men is. Lorna says, I heard it too. Sly bastards, basically. Yeah, I don't know who is Doug Beatty. Yes, Lewis, you're correct. It is St. Mark's Place. Right, yeah. I mean, it was bit run down because they have rent control and rent stabilization. They've got price control to prevent rent from being raised, so no one would fix up their apartment. You couldn't kick people out of the house, out of the flat, so you couldn't guarantee you had a nice building. So the landlord said, "Why should we fix up this quote unquote tenement building, this building that's an apartment house? Why should we?" And a lot of these places are just dumps. I don't know if it's still there. Do you know what a sea shanty is? Isn't that a song? Isn't a sea shanty is a song? Welsh women are like rugby players. Well, they're muscly. I like muscles. I'd rather a muscly girl than a girl. I'm not going to say. Doug Beatty is an Irish reporter of GB News. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. I saw him when they had that little riot in Northern Ireland, all carrying a brown envelope as well. Love Doug Beatty, Irish reporter. Doug Beatty is GB News Northern Ireland reporter. That's good. 132 First Avenue, St. Mark's Bar and Grill. Yeah, okay, I've been there many times. Because I live right up the block. I lived on Avenue B, it's 2 avenues over and 5 streets down. So that's about a mile, about half a mile. Kerry says, is that why all of you watch GB News? Because of the Northern Irish? Maybe it is. Is that why? You're asking the Northern Irish people. Cheese string. I always hear Welsh women are dirty in bed. I never heard any of that. I dated a Welsh girl. Lovely Welsh girl. I was a student in Cardiff. Most of the local girls were fat and drunk, and they had drunk too much beer, says Vantanai. Yeah, I said sea shanties are songs. I knew that. Ballamera protest in June. I remember that. Yeah, that's what it was. I think there are a lot of lots of Northern Irish voters because these Northern Irish people are nationalists. They support Britain. And that's what GB News does. It supports Britain. Who's against nationalism amongst you? I'm totally in favor of it. No, Carrie, I watch because I don't like or trust the BBC, who are globalists. They don't speak for us. Or ITV. It's just as bad. I find GB News gives the most honest news. They give the news. The nationalist news about British people. And Northern Irish are British because they come from Scotland. I don't remember too many on the mainstream media reporting about the Northern Ireland Irish, quite like GB News did. Yeah, I was there that night, and I made that joke where I said that I remember seeing that the town where the riots were being held didn't look like the town that I used to see on, I think it was Ballamora. In Northern Ireland, nationalism is traditionally an all-Ireland supporter. I know, but it's not now. It's not now. And we have to join together with the Irish in order to fight off the people who don't believe what we believe. A United Ireland supporter, I should say. Yeah, United Ireland. And we should have a united British Isles. We should stand for ourselves. We should stand for Christianity. Even though I'm not a Christian. We should be against non-Christians being allowed in the country. We should be against anyone coming into the country if we don't want anyone to come into the country. I like Mike Graham too, says Vatanai. His live shows with Kevo Sullivan are hilarious. Did you see the effigy they burned in Northern Ireland with a small boat full of migrants on top? I mean, that's not nice, but then again, no one's listening to the people of this country. So what else can they say? I'm against it. Nothing quite like what's happening now to unite. Yeah, it's uniting the country because they realize that the difference between a Protestant and a Catholic is not that much anymore. I love Mike Graham. He's a good guy, says Kerry. Yeah. Russ says, no, Marianne says to Russ, I don't believe it is there anymore. But there is apparently a Rolling Stones theme bar. Yeah, could be. Yeah, there's a Rolling Stone. I don't know if there is a Rolling Stones theme bar, but I mean that area was really, really cool. I don't know if it's cool. Thank you. I'm blowing a kiss out there to a fan. Thank you, and a friend, and a girl. It's crazy that nobody seems to care here in Northern Ireland. Like we are small enough and can't look after our own people. What do you mean by that, Kerry? So there's more unionist or pro-Ireland people in Northern Ireland. Well, the problem is that more and more Irish people had kids. I don't know. Do we all agree that Birmingham Airport should be named after Ozzy, much like we have John Lennon Airport in Liverpool? Well, what do you think about that? That's an interesting question. I saw a documentary, Russ says, about the Bronx in the early 1980s. All the buildings were burnt down. The theory was that business owners deliberately burnt down their shops to claim insurance so they could leave. Well, yeah, it's a complicated story about why the buildings burned down in New York. What happened is the deep state built housing, tall, like similar to this country, tall housing. Whatever. They skyscrapers for housing, but not nice skyscrapers, council flats. They built council flats. At the same time, hundreds, if not millions of New Yorkers left New York to move to the nice, white, safe suburbs. So suddenly you've got 1 million new housing units and 1 million people leaving the country. You've got 2 million empty flats or whatever. So there's now 2 million empty flats in New York City. What do we do with that thing? So the people who owned those buildings, they burned them down. Or they didn't burn them down, and then they were burned down by the bad people who were moving in from the South or islands in the Caribbean, whatever. That's basically what happened because the government got involved in building housing. Same thing would happen. Look what happened to Detroit. It was a similar situation where the government came in and destroyed the auto industry for globalism in Detroit. So suddenly there are all these empty housing. There was no demand. I don't think Liverpool Airport should be called John Lennon Airport. It's called Speak Airport. I call it Speak. I never heard that, Kerry. That's very interesting. I meant, Lewis, that all the immigrants get housed before our own homeless people, and a lot of our own people are dying in the streets on both nationalist sides. Both sides nationalist. Can we put some commas in there? Yeah, Kerry. Yeah, Kerry Macca. Yeah. Some owners burnt them for insurance, but other tenants also started fires. So they would be bumped up to the social housing list. Exactly. That's why we've got to get the government out of building housing. I'm so against it. That's what happens, and that's why the Bronx was really bad for a lot of years. A lot of years. There's a Speak Hall. Who is Speak? Is Speak the neighborhood or Speak a guy? We moved to Yonkers, New York, after there was a fire in our building and only destroyed the top 2 floors, but my father said time to go. I would say similar things to me. We were living in East New York, Brooklyn, and we moved out to Great Neck, Long Island. You got to move. You can see the times have changed. And if you're not going to fight for it, times have changed. Yeah, that's very interesting. Your father was right, Marianne. Or, I think they made a pact with Tuvit. would be better to support. What is Tuvet? Speak is a place in Liverpool. Yeah, okay. I mean, why not call it Aussie Airport? Why not if it'll help bring traffic in? You know, Birmingham. Birmingham doesn't sound that great, but it's nice. But it's not, whatever. I mean, it's better than naming it the Ayatollah Airport. Did rent controls play a part in New York City housing problems? Of course they did. Of course they did. You couldn't, rent controls only benefited the people who were living in the flats in Manhattan because they were paying less and less. I was paying about £200 a month in my rent control apartment on Avenue B, right? But people who were living in the Bronx, rent control didn't matter because nobody wanted to live there. And it played a part in basically destroying making the housing bad. I'm totally against rent control. Totally, totally, totally against rent control. The government should get out of our lives. Okay? It didn't help anybody. It didn't make it easier to get an apartment. It didn't make apartments cheaper. It's like imagine you had a balloon. Can you picture a long balloon? A long balloon. And you say, I don't want the balloon to get any fatter. Ruben is here. I don't want the balloon. So I'm going to put masking tape around the outside of the balloon. Part of it. To prevent it from basically blowing up with inflation. Right? It sounds like a great idea. But what happens is the ends become even bigger. All the pressure. Somebody comes to New York. They want to live in New York and they're willing to pay more. They have to pay more. They're going to pay more. Rent control is really, really bad. Really, really bad, Archie. I'm against it. What do you guys think about rent control? It sounds like a panacea. It's a left-wing commie bad thing. Anytime the government gets involved, it's bad. It never ends well. Let the people work it out. It's even worse in Southern Ireland, says Chris King. Their governments are shoveling in migrants, at a rate as ordered by the European Union. My wife has relatives down there who are up in arms. Yeah, they think, well, we have to because our people they never explain why they're doing it, and they never give the people a chance. My father once called the 46th precinct with a noise complaint. 46, I think that was what is that? That's Fort Apache, the 46, right? With a noise complaint, the cop responded, why are you still here? The music would be blasting all night and my father would have to go to work in the morning. Yeah, much like London. Yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible. Immigration is unavoidable, but horrible. Horrible. And if they don't invade one way, they'll send in the military. Hold on a second. Perhaps they should call Birmingham Airport Black Sabbath, Black Shabbat. I'm sure that would go well with the locals. Yeah. I mean, Ozzy was Ozzy great. I don't even think of Ozzy as like even a musician. I don't even know what he was. Was he a musician? Private landlords are selling up. They cannot cope with the regulations and the new tax laws. They sell their houses to BlackRock and the like. Yeah. We need smaller businesses too. I don't know how to solve that problem though. Kerry Mack says, in a part of Dublin, the migrants have literally taken over the canal bank, and it's covered in tents. I think I know where you were. There's a road from out west that goes along the canal. Was Mayor Rudy good for New York or not, says Ruben. I heard he cleaned up the city. Well, the city got better when he was there, and it got worse when Dinkins came in, and yes. Yeah, Mayor Giuliani saved New York City, according to Marianne. We went to the same college, Manhattan College, in the Riverdale section of the Bronx. Go Jaspers. I agree with you. He helped New York. He said, we're not taking it anymore. You know what he did? People were going into, I don't know, are you old enough to remember what would happen, Marianne, in the subways? People would just climb over the subway gate and they weren't arresting anybody. It was effing chaos. And he said, we're going to arrest every single person. And by arresting them, arresting all the criminals, anybody with a gun was arrested. Anybody with a knife was arrested. They were all arrested. And so let's say you were going to go on the subway. You couldn't ride the train. So the crime went down. God bless Mayor Giuliani. I feel for him, but God bless him. God bless him. Who knows what he did with Jeffrey Epstein? Maybe he did nothing. I don't know what he did. Has the other guy become mayor of New York yet? No, September. That's when the election is. That's when the election is. We know he's not the mayor of New York yet. He's not the mayor. It was a primary. So they ran him. The Democrats voted him in. Yes, Carrie Macker, they're getting in through the back door, and the politicians aren't saying a word. You need to scream, liar, liar, liar. Whenever you see Starmer, we can't do anything about this. Liar, liar, liar. We need people to drop out and support Cuomo so the communists don't get in. Well, Cuomo is a piece of shit too. What he did. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I've missed you. Your hair looks fab. Thank you, John. Is this to me? Is that to me? Thank you very much, John Van Dam. I saw Black Sabbath live in the early 90s, but Ozzy was not singing. It was another metal legend called Ronnie James Dio. Why, what happened to I guess he went on his own, I guess. He was on his own. Lower taxes. Well, when you have a communist government, you always have higher taxes because they don't believe your money is yours. They don't believe our money is ours. They think it's for them to use our money. And they don't even think they're communists, but they're communists. There's a housing crisis in Canada, Australia, and the UK. Big companies are buying everything. Ordinary folk will not be able to buy. Well, you want to blame big companies or you want to blame the government for this? It's the government. It's not big companies. I don't believe that it's big companies. They're not helping and they're not good, but it's not big companies. They are, Kinsey says. They're doing the same in London Underground and overhead trains as well, climbing over the barriers and not paying a penny. Yeah, it's like, wake up. What country? We're like living in the past here. Like people don't know the answers. Fare beaters, stop and frisk. This was what Giuliani instituted with Benjamin Bratton. You remember him? Marianne. Nope, the politicians let on. Yeah, everything's all good, blah, blah, blah. They're liars. I'm with you. Black Sabbath had many singers after Ozzy left. Yeah. I saw a poll that Cuomo, well, it's like the Stranglers. It's like the Stranglers. Well, I hope New Yorkers see the light from, you're spelling Khan wrong, from what Khan has done to London. Don't elect a Muslim mayor. It's the road to ruin. Can we get some punctuation? It's free. Governments, big companies, same thing at this point. Yeah, they're the same thing because the communists are fascists. They believe in working with big companies. Does this sound bad? I shouldn't talk like this. It's not my country. It is my country. It's not my country. It is my country. I love Dublin. This is what Lorna says. I had some great times there, rafting down the Liffey. Dubbed some sun cream on, drunk's cream on a drunk's bare bum as he passed out in the street. His bum was sticking out. That's unnecessary. His hair was amazing. Lewis, the Wallabies beat the Lions today. Who are the Wallabies? They're the Australian football team? Not football. It's not football yet. Could be. Could be the football season's coming up. Archie, who is that? Governments allow the big global team, world companies, big team, world companies to do what they like. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And then they say we care for the little people. Liars. Absolute lies. I blame the government. They're lying. At least there was somewhere to park your bike. Oh, with the bum. That's the bum joke. Maybe you put a little smiley. I remember that joke. Premier League is fake news. Yeah, it could be. Especially now they've got big companies owning all the teams. Did you think the war would happen after Trump sent nuclear subs near Russia? When did he do that? One thing about Trump, he might say, I'm just declaring war or whatever. Yesterday, I didn't even read about that. Remember, It's yeah. They don't start on the Premier League. Don't start on the Premier League, Kerry. Yeah, yesterday. The posh punctuated doesn't do little smileys. Okay, frowny face. I like Trump. I like Trump too. He's the only hope that we have. So you can't, you can be a bit mad at him. Seen the other day the amount of unregistered HMOs, houses of multiple occupancy, housing loads of people in small houses. It's got so out of hand. Scream! Scream! People should be screaming. They should be screaming. We should not be allowing anybody from the left on TV, on GB News, saying no. You're not. You're not helping this country. You're on their side. They should just admit it. That's what I'm going to say to these people. That so-called VAR has a lot to answer for too. I'm with you, Kerry Mack. Yes, VAR. Am I against VAR? I'm not sure I am. Ruben says he loves Donald J. Trump. He's just what the world needs right now. Yeah, well, he's good for America, I think. Scream tonight, Lewis. You're the only hope on TV. I probably will scream. I will scream. I'll just say, I will say you as a Labor, you as a Tory, you as a Lib Dem have no place talking politics. You don't care about this country. You don't care. Landlords turn a blind eye to it because they are earning loads of money doing it. Of course they do. They're paying people over their money. 20 likes. Can all of you, if you haven't liked, can you all? 18 in a 3-bedroom house, Kinsey. What the smell must be like. Exactly. Well, I've got 3 people in my little flat here. There's loads here, Kinsey, in the north. Those people outside the hotels don't know half of it. Exactly. And they're going to all bring their family. That's 10 people each. 10 people each. We should not be nice to people. You shouldn't be nice. You should say, you're a liar, you're a liar, you're a liar, you're a liar. Oh my God, I'm too much. I apologize. I'm against VAR. I think it should be up to the referee on the pitch instead. The problem with football is the refs can be very good. And it should be for the ref to decide finally. The migrants in the hotels were laughing at protesters filming them. Yeah, of course they are. Yeah, save it for tonight, Lewis. Thank you, John. John Loins. Thank you, John. Yeah, of course they are, Alex. They're laughing at us. Us. I mean, they're laughing. Then people wonder why there isn't enough houses to rent. Exactly. £160 for a £35 horrible little hotel down there anywhere in a horrible place. $35. Chris King, I would love to know. What would you love to know, Lorna? What am I smelling? I'm smelling some delicious food. Hey, guys, crashed and burned again. Okay, welcome back. Hey, Leanne. Well, what happened? Why weren't you here yesterday? You posted a thing saying you weren't. The ECHR says you cannot touch those incomers. Fuck, to hell with the ECHR. We're an independent country. Go Britain. Crazy. Are you okay, Leanne? What does crash and burn means? Don't go overboard, Lewis. Yeah, I'm not going to go overboard. I'll just say it, and I'll say it. I said, listen, I've become British. I don't care. You do what you want to do, but you have no place in my mind. You're bad for this country. Did anyone see on Talk TV with a fire safety contractor working with a hotel recorded a lot from the inside? It's outrageous. I didn't see that. I saw a house here in Northern Ireland a few years back. The rent was $300. Now it's $600. Yeah. Who's benefiting? The people who own these places for now until they're forced to take over. Well, by that time, they'll have sold out. I'm just struggling with energy levels. Oh, your own energy levels. Are you eating a low-carb diet, Leanne? You want energy. Look at Lewis Schaffer. If you do not eat carbs, you will have energy. Do not eat carbs. Leanne, answer the question, please. Are you eating sugars, pastas, any kinds of sugars, any kind of pastas, toxic seed oils? Yeah, follow the money. Follow the money. Follow Team World. 39. We're doing 39. That's brilliant, Kinsey. Thank you. Yeah, follow the money. Are we all together on this? Mary Ann says overcrowded housing causes a strain on the infrastructure. Of course it does. Water pipes, social services, police services, medical, dentists, and schools, everything. Everything. I hope she feels better too, Lauren. I hope Leanne feels better because it's very easy to get depressed in the situation that we're in now. That's why we have to lose weight and not eat carbs and not eat toxic seed oils. We've got to be fighting fit. Raise your hand if you know what you need to do. You need to be low carb. Producer, is that you? Okay, I was wondering. I was going to go in. Yeah, it's really what are you cooking in there? Rest up to rise up. Yeah, let's get fit, Archie Clume. Let's get fit. They never done. They're never done here laying more water pipes and gas pipes. Lets you know what's going on without being told. What they're saying, they need more water in the system. You're eating them only because I do not have the energy to do anything else. It's like making you weaker. What kind of insanity is it? I'm taking a sleeping pill only because I don't have the energy not to take the sleeping pill. Leanne, I have sympathy for you, but yeah, well, smoking weed is not a major. It's a problem. It's not a major problem. Lewis, you are British in my eyes. Just one with a funny accent, slightly mad, but that's okay. So is our king, who I've met a few times. You think he's British? You think he supports the area of Britain and the people who lived here indigenously? The king. Here's the point, Leanne. Let's get back to Leanne. Leanne, every time you eat something, every time we eat something we shouldn't eat, it destroys us. It makes us tired. It makes us tired. And we don't want to be tired. Every time you have one crisp, you have a second crisp because it makes you want to. Every time you have one plum, you'll have a second plum. Every time you have one taste of spaghetti, you think it's a good thing, whether it's whole wheat or whatever. It just makes us hungry. Do you think that is the king? Lewis, your camera settings are good this evening. What does that mean? You can see me okay? Check your blood pressure, Lewis. You're getting worked up. Remember, Kerry Mack, let's work on our spell. Whenever we see your, Y-O-U-R, a red flag has to go up. Is this the right your? Remember, U-R is contracted to Y-O-U-R-E. Can I measure my blood pressure? Lewis is an inspiration, says John Van Dam. You don't like me to check my blood pressure. Have you met the king? So what? You met the king. Who is that guy? He's not on our team. He's not on your team. At 11 o'clock, John Van Dam. Oh my God, you're on TV. Yes, I'm on TV. And I want you to have the energy, Leanne. I want you're going to need the energy when you're with Lewis Schaffer because I am full of energy. This tie selection time. It's tie selection time. I'll go do that. What is 11 o'clock is sound? Yeah, sorry, Lewis. I've been trying to work on my spelling. Well, keep on going. You're doing better and better. Do you think he's the king? Are you asking me this question? He's the king. He's the king because you let him be the king. What are you cooking? The sound is on. What are you doing? All right, welcome back. Hold on a second. I'm going to get some water. Hello, everybody. Susan Stevenson is here, so please, thank you very much, Susan. Okay, here are the ties. Here are the 3 ties. This tie is number 1. This tie is lions. I think it's a British tie. It's lions. Can you see the lions? Can you see that? Lions. I think it's, let's see if it's silk. I can't tell. Let me put my glasses on because it's not bright enough. He's king in title only. He doesn't stand for me. No, he's real king. He's the real king. This is from Korea. It's from Korea. And it's silk, 100% silk. Can you see that? A little bit of blue. That's red. This tie is from, I don't know who makes this. Whether it's silk, I don't even know if it's silk or not. I think it is silk. And I don't even know. Can you see this? Look at me with glasses. It's kind of like pink and blue. Can you see that one? Lion wins. This is another tie. It's kind of pink. It's kind of pink. And then finally, just for a change, this is a Charles Tyrith. Charles Tyrith. How do you pronounce that from Germain Street? It's the lions. People like the lions. Leanne likes number 2. Do you like this tie? It's got little flowers on it, and it's yellow. Charles Twat. How do you pronounce this name, really, Kerry? Okay. So, no, I don't, you know why? Because I don't need, it just makes it easier to see in dark places. I can read small letters. I normally don't wear glasses. Okay. Have you got a pussy tie with cats on it? I'm torn. I like the lions, but I love the yellow color. Tie 2 looks good. Okay, so it's not a definite thing. I might read I'll read the lions one. I don't have one because all the ties that I have, I've only worn once on GB News. So this is like me picking the best of the best, the best of the best. Yeah. So the glasses are not so great. It's a dark suit. I'm going to wear a dark suit. I wear a dark suit every single time. It just makes things easier. I mean, I shouldn't be bad against the king, but I mean, he doesn't seem like the best king for this country. He's not fighting for this country. He's not even fighting for British people everywhere, which is what he should. He actually believes this whole Commonwealth Team World business. He believes in it because he didn't get enough love from his mother, the king. I know he didn't get enough love. I'm someone who didn't get enough love from my mother. So the lions, Truitt. It's not double-breasted. It's a single-breasted dark suit with a yellow tie. And you like a yellow tie. Lorna's wearing a silk bonnet. Ooh, Charles Truitt. How do you spell that? How do you pronounce it? Lions are best. Yeah, okay. Lions are best. Charlie Boy is a W-E. Yeah, yeah, it's not for me. You're by no means alone in your view about H.M. the King. He's trying to save his soul. Not his soul. He's given up his soul. He's trying to save his position as the king. He's thinking, if I'm nice to these people, then they'll be nice to me. GB News is a news report. They are promoting happy stories. That's the way. But at the end of the news report, they are promoting happy stories, says John Van Dam. Throw us a few crumbs. Ruben says he's a knob compared to his late gracious mother. I'm sorry, but it has to be said. Well, the truth is, the reason why he's able to do what he's able to do is because his mother basically lost the biggest empire in the history of the world. I don't want to say bad things about her, But when she took over, the country was, Britain was pink all over the world. Is that true, the Jedster? She, the queen, didn't want to let that soppy bugger on the throne while she was alive. Yeah, I would say that that's true. Yeah, live chat or message. Hey, live chat. Here's the thing. See if you can like this thing. I don't know why this thing is here. 36 people watching, according to this. Only 11 thumbs up. Let's go with more thumbs up, please. I mean, you don't have to, but you can. It's not much. It's not much. You got only 36 likes. I don't know why. I don't know why it's delayed. It's delayed up here on my thing. And then let me just find this thing here. And join too if you want to see what you want to join us. Saturday, the 2nd of August, 2025. 35 people watching now. And how many likes are there? 26 likes. Take a moment and like this thing. You got to do it every show. It's a small price. Anyway, Mark the Rosian is here. Hi, all. I'm so busy working, so can't write on here as often as I'd like, but I'm listening. Looking forward to watching you later, Lewis. Thank you, Mark. I want to hear it. Thank you, Mark. And so we made progress. I'm going to be on the TV. Leanne, are you going to give up the carbs? How are you thinking about giving up carbs? You want to improve your mood. You got to give up the carbs. Do you, Lewis, tonight? Do you? We all love you, even though you wear 3 pairs of undies. Yeah, I wear 3 pairs of undies, but only temporarily because I eat 2 of them. It says 16 thumbs up on my PC, 24 likes on Kinsey's thing for you. Yeah. Well, it was Parliament that made us give up the Empire Labor. Yes. Yeah. With the Commonwealth Act. Yeah, I think 1957, not sure. It was the beginning of mass migration. Yeah. They say we're going to let people move to Britain. Yeah, really bad stuff. A single-breasted blazer always makes one look slimmer, I think. Yeah, unless you're really thin. That's very true, Marianne. Leanne, I'm asking you again, are you going to give up the carbs? Because you got to. We all have to. Let's all raise our hands and say, I'm giving up the carbs. I'm giving up the carbs. The royal family were bailed out by the Rothschilds 200 years ago and are therefore loyal to Team World. The Queen managed to disguise it better. I hadn't heard that, but, people blame the Rothschilds for everything. Who knows? I wasn't, my video didn't work. Should I blame the Rothschilds? There are now 30 likes, says Kinsey. That's brilliant. Everybody is on here. Make sure you go like it. Jedster, Lorna, Archie, Chris, please, if you can. Are we, I'm asking you, Leanne, are you going to give up the carbs? Lewis, I drink bottled water and sometimes sugar-free Coke, Pepsi, Iron Brew. What do you recommend? I'm recommending eating food raw, and you don't need to drink that much water. We don't need to drink that much water. People back in the day didn't drink water all the time. They didn't have glasses. They didn't have water fountains. They didn't drink water. So that's what I recommend to you, Archie. I mean, I think sugar-free drinks, they're not sugar-free. They have a certain type of sugar. What kind of sugar do they have? That's my knee, but on my knee I'm wearing long trousers. What kind of sugar is in Diet Coke? These are like alcohol sugars. Alcohol is not good for you. Getting rid of the Commonwealth was the stupidest thing ever. We have been on the way down ever since. Yeah, that's our queen. That's our queen. And, she just says, okay, I'll do what you tell me to do. Super free is more fattening. super free or sugar free. Yeah. I've been giving up the carbs, says Lorna. Yeah, that's really good news. I give you a round of applause. The hardest thing in the world. You know what I did? I went out picking rubbish and I was walking for about 10,000 steps. And on the way home, I bought, unintentionally, badly, I bought a pizza. A £1.50 whatever pizza. And I put a little Parmesan cheese on it and I cooked it in the oven. And it's really hard to give up carbs. Carbs are everywhere. Sugar is everywhere. And it's really hard. John Loyne says, I watched the Hulk Hogan nutrition video from the 1980s. He said carbs are nasty, brother, and drank raw eggs for breakfast. Yeah, God bless the guy. And then he died at 71 years old. So, and maybe he should have said, maybe don't take whatchamacallit, steroids. I don't know if he did. Did he take steroids? Hulk Hogan. Maybe he should have just said, don't take steroids too. Yeah, I eat raw eggs a lot of the times with a little bit of Parmesan cheese in it. Lewis, I always like as I join the stream. That's really good. Like as you join the stream. Yeah. That explains a lot. Thank you, says Lorna. What are you saying to Lorna? Before I met Lewis, I thought cults were BS. I mean, there weren't any cults. Well, the whole world is a cult. Is this a cult? Are we in a cult here? Am I in a cult? Diet Coke and zero drinks have sweeteners in them, says Kinsey. They are supposed to be more healthy, but who knows what damage is done by sweeteners? Who knows? I do eat quite healthy, says Leanne, usually, but when I really lose my energy levels, I just try and eat. Yeah, it's just my health issues. What does that mean? You don't have health issues. 95% of all illnesses are not health issues. They're being addicted to carbs, Leanne. Won't give up carbs. We'll be a lot more careful with them. Try to give them up and be more careful. Try to give them up. After the war, closing down the empire was a condition of getting aid from the U.S. Yeah. Well, maybe we didn't need aid from the U.S. Maybe we just should have said to most of the countries that we were involved in, I'm sorry, we can't defend you yet, and work to defend ourselves. Where did the money go for aid from the U.S.? Germany spent the money on building factories, but Britain built housing, built all the council housing for the war of, saying we're going to get, because they felt guilty about working class people. All the diet drinks are real bad for us, says Pete. I don't think any of the I don't drink any of the soft drinks anymore, says Petra. That's really good. Yeah. It just gets you excited. It makes you want to eat more. You think, oh my God, this tastes great, but it's not healthy for you. Steroids, good in moderation as you get older. Maybe, but maybe you don't need steroids. Lewis Schaffer is not taking steroids. I'm drinking Pepsi Cherry, which is delicious. It is delicious, but it's not necessary. We don't need to drink 24/7. It raises our insulin levels. Am I right? You're proud now. What are you proud now, John Van Dam, of? I unintentionally bought a pizza. Yes. I walked in and I bought some eggs and I saw the pizza thing right there. And I thought, oh, it's £1.50. That's so cheap. Well, I'll give my producer half of it. Cult of Schaffer, yeah. And I thought to myself, well, half, how bad can half be? How bad? I just walked. It was unintentional. I didn't walk in there to buy the pizza. Yeah. The Marshall Plan, exactly. Where did the Marshall Plan money go to? It went to build council housing. Germany had it all. We pay. Germany, says Ruben. Let's put some punctuations, Ruben. I'm getting angry. He's nearly making me a gay bod. Who is making, Lewis speaks the truth. Carbs, you got to avoid carbs. Lorna, let's see, I try to do some probing later, Lord. Thank you. Chris, I think you're married, so let's not joke about it. Call me privately, but, Anyway, literally, almost all the businesses that are being built are high rises. Yeah, they're building buildings in the country, and it seems like our economy is booming. It's not, because the price that we will pay for those buildings are going to be horrible. The semi-detached houses being built are so close together, no privacy. I would rather an apartment at this point. Yeah, and the apartments are so small. They're so small, they promote people not having children. So congratulations to this country. Congratulations for promoting low birth rates. Kinsey says the Marshall Plan helped Europe massively. It prevented the spread of communism and rebuilt economies in Europe. How has it prevented communism? There's communism. Europe is communist. France is communist. This country is a communist country. I'm sorry. How much money is being spent on taxes? How much money is being spent now? It's like just going. Anyway. That's what Kinsey says. Maybe I'm wrong. Do we live in a communist country? Is Britain a communist country? It's not a democratic country. I mean, it was good, but Britain made a wrong choice by building housing, I think. But, I mean, housing in a way is better than factories. Housing can last for 50 years. A factory only lasts for 10 years or something. And then they have to put all new machinery in there. I mean, look what's happening to Germany now. They're collapsing. Pepsi cream soda. That stuff. Pepsi Mac is really good. I'm sorry. Thank you, Simon. Literally, almost all the houses that are being built are high-rise housing, according to Alex. Yeah, that's totally true. That's totally true. It's totally true. All right, we're going to stop the show in about 10 minutes. Okay, 33 people watching now. How many? Let's see what else is happening. Lewis, I was watching a documentary about the Vietnam War. It ended in 1975 when you were 18 years old. If you'd been born a few years earlier, would I have been called up? No, because I would have gone to, no, I was born in 1957. I mean, if I was 18 in, say, 1970, yeah, probably might have been called up. I mean, they were basically calling up undereducated white people. And I think my parents might have gotten out of it. I mean, it was a low-running fear. I didn't have that fear because it was winding down by then. Yeah, somebody needs to read the truth. Thank you very much, Mark Thoriason. Kerry Mack says, I just this morning, I just saw this morning that one of our politicians here used taxpayer money to pay for a use of airport lounge at Wimbledon. Yeah, but you have to remember that the way the parliamentarians treat Parliament as if Parliament is their employer, they put in expenses into Parliament. So Parliament has to agree with them, which means that they're beholden to Parliament. It's really undemocratic. They should just be given a certain amount of money and let them decide how the money is spent. But I remember they had the whatchamacallit list. They had the lottery for the draft, and my year was like the last year. It was like it just ended. God bless. 1975. I guess that was 75. That was what's his name was president. Not Henry Ford. Jerry Ford. That was not that. So I'm gonna. So what else is going on? Have we discussed everything we need? I heard that Kemi Badenoch says she's not Nigerian, and that's the problem with her. The problem with her is we need a true English person who was born in this country. They could be black, but they need to be born in this country to fight for this country. We don't need somebody old to fight for this country. We need somebody young who's going to stand for this country. I'm not going to say who that is, but we need somebody. We don't need we. It's like me. If you ask me, Lewis, are you whatchamacallit? Are you American? I'd have to say, yeah, I'm American. Of course I'm American. You can't end 43 years of your life and say, oh no, and that stuff doesn't matter. Have I become a bit British? Obviously I have, but you know. Yeah. I thought they were allowed to do things like be in the airport lounge. When it was for their job only, not for their leisure. Yeah, but you could put something in, and if you knew the woman there, if you were a good boy, Lewis as a U.S. Marine would be the biggest comedy of errors ever witnessed. Yeah, probably. I'm getting better. I'm getting stronger. I'm getting stronger every day. Da 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 da. Remember that song, Chicago? Getting stronger every day. Feeling stronger every day. I'm an honorary Brit. Thank you very much. I take that as an honor. This is the greatest country in the world because you created America. And it's, worth fighting for. I think it's a great country. Hey, go to Discord. Let's go over the things we need to do before our show is over. It's a little bit shorter than last night's show because what time did we start the show? Well, we have a new member, a new subscriber, 358. Thank you very much. Is number one. We need to like this. If you haven't been up there to like it, please like it. Okay. Number one. Number two, subscribe. It's free. It's really important to subscribe. Great chat show as always. Great show as always, Lewis. All the people in the chat have also been wonderful. They have been. Why do you think this can go on? It shows 959 for me. How does that mean? I don't know what that means. Let's go back. We'll go back. Yes, it's up. We're up. Oh my God, we're 41 away. That's amazing. So what else is Russ saying? So the great crowd, people have been great. Looking forward to watching you on GB News tonight. Well, that's really brilliant. Thank you, Alex, for being here. Thank you, Lorna and Kinsey and Simon. Okay, thank you for this. Thank you. Now the prices have gone up. Well, it's also inflation because we have globalist financial policies, But inflation has made people richer, but it's also killed a lot of the people here. Yeah. America set out to break the British Empire. Yes, we did. Yeah, we did. But that's what that's what we did. I'll apologize. I don't know if I should apologize. Maybe it was best. Maybe just Britain should have just retreated in and of itself. Thank you, John Van Dam. Thank you, Mark Therosian. Ruben, good to see you. From Islington, wherever you're from. Lorna, Kinsey, Simon, Sam Ass, Lewis. You're not wanting to buy the pizza. Would not stand up in court. Yeah, you got to be strong. I should have sat there and said, you know what, I'll just eat the entire thing. And it's not great for you. Yeah. You're totally right. So Archie, thank you. Archie, thank you. Lorna and Joe. And Joe, this is a cult. This could be a cult, totally a cult. It's a good thing. Let me see if there's any more names I could thank. Thank you all. Thank you all. Top chat. We got lots of top chat people. The Jedsters here. Kerry Mac. I mean, it's always so good to see you guys. It's always good. If you want to, you can go to Patreon and make a contribution, or you could go to Join and you can make a contribution. I mean, it's important. Anything else? Do I need to say anything else? I used to watch so many documentaries on Vietnam. It was a really interesting thing. There's a lot of evil in the world. There's a lot of people doing good things that's turning out to be evil. Like, what do they say? We paid our last payment for the Marshall Plan during Tony Blair's premiership. It crippled our economy for year upon year. I'm not sure it was only 2%. It wasn't as bad as you think that it was. I don't think it did cripple our economy, your economy. Remember, Tony Blair is 40 years after World War II. I'm not sure it did. I think the interest rate was 2%. It was quite generous. I'm paying the council off at 7% now. So I'm doing that. Okay, is there anything else you want to say? Because I'm going to wave goodbye. Lewis, you were never alone as you entered GB News Studio. Thank you very much. Have a great time. Ben Leo, say hi to him. Great show tonight. Love you so much, everyone. Night, night. Probing time. Probing time. Okay. Yeah. Probing time. Yeah. Chris King pays so little money up there in Northern Ireland. That's what we should do. We should all move. Don't expect the council to build us a house. We'll all move. Okay. That's our show. Wave goodbye, everybody. Wave goodbye. I'll say hello to Ben Leo tonight. It's going to be unbelievable. If I'm lucky, the producer might come with me, and I'll see if I'm trying to get him a job. After today's performance, I'm not so sure. Okay, see you, John. Loins. See you, everybody. And let me just turn the thing off.
I'll be okay, Mrs. Kennedy, I'll be okay. She was concerned about myself and about the other agents about how we were reacting, because she knew how much we thought of the president. So then when that was over, they began the swearing-in ceremony, and she agreed to stand right next to Vice President Johnson as he took the oath of office for President of the United States.
Still wearing the same clothes?
She wouldn't take off her clothes. She said she wanted the people to see what had been done.
It's amazing testimony that she would be concerned about you at that moment.
I know, it was shocking to me that she would be. I was in the forward portion of Air Force One. Mrs. Kennedy was back by the casket, and she sent word that she wanted to see me. So I went back where the